Iranians have responded to U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement that he will decertify the country's nuclear deal with anger and disappointment. Friday night prayer preacher Ayatollah Mohammad Ali Movahetti Kermani addressed worshippers at Tehran University, telling them to remember that the U.S. is no ally, reports CNN. The supreme leader showed us that the U.S. are not our friends, that they will show our real face to us. They are our enemies, he said, as the crowd chanted death to America. Brutal sanctions on Iran have shown that the U.S. haven't been our friends and won't be our friends, Kermani told the crowd. Many in the audience agreed with 81-year-old Sayed Jaffa Karabi, telling CNN, Trump can't do a thing to us, not even his own people like him. He is a crazy man, just crazy. Meanwhile, a woman in the north of Tehran said that Trump should follow the lead of other countries. Trump should have the same opinion as France and England, but he's such an idiot that nothing works with him, she said. Their responses come after U.S. President Donald Trump struck a blow against the 2015 Iran nuclear agreement overnight in defiance of other world powers, choosing not to certify that Tehran is complying with the deal and warning he might ultimately terminate it. Mr. Trump announced the major shift in U.S. policy in a speech that detailed a more confrontational approach to Iran over its nuclear and ballistic missile programs and its support for extremist groups in the Middle East. Mr. Trump said in an address at the White House that his goal is to ensure Iran never obtains a nuclear weapon. We will not continue down a path whose predictable conclusion is more violence, more terror, and the very real threat of Iran's nuclear breakout, Mr. Trump said. While Mr. Trump did not pull the United States out of the agreement aimed at preventing Iran from developing a nuclear bomb, he gave the U.S. Congress 60 days to decide whether to reimpose economic sanctions on Tehran that were lifted under the pact. That would increase tension with Iran as well as put Washington at odds with other signatories of the accord such as Britain, France, Germany, Russia, China and the European Union. Trump warned that if we are not able to reach a solution working with Congress and our allies, then the agreement will be terminated. U.S. hits Iran hit with terror sanctions. It comes as the Trump administration hit Iran's elite Revolutionary Guard with sanctions for supporting terrorism. The new designation uses existing sanctions authority created by an executive order in 2001. The Treasury Department says the penalties are punishment for supporting the Quds Force, an expeditionary unit of the Revolutionary Guard. The Treasury Department also says the Revolutionary Guard has supported lethal activities by Hezbollah and Hamas and enabled Syrian President Bashar Assad's relentless campaign of brutal violence against his own people.